Miss Jasmine. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about an exercise I want you to work on between now and Sunday. And this exercise is going to be on gestures. Gestures in art are when you take the basic shape and form of an object and you try to translate it as quickly as possible or in as few strokes as possible, be it with paint, pencil, charcoal, pastel, whatever you're using. One master of gestures was Pablo Picasso, known to be one of the beginnings of actual minimalism in art. He would take the absolute basis form of anything, and one famous picture he does a lot of, and Google is to take a look at him, is he would take a bowl and break it down till it was just shapes. And these were quick sketches, things that took all of the fuss out of said item. So I have here an apple, my sketch pad, my trusty sketch set, and this one is a roll lag nickel, and inside of it it's got all the basics I need to sketch, draw with, etc. I've got soft pencil. This one hadn't even been sharpened. I haven't even used this one. I use a lot of different pencils. Soft is not one I use as much because I almost think that when you get to the soft leads, you're better off using straight charcoals. I prefer Willow when I want to get really soft. This one I use a lot. This one is a woodless charcoal pencil in a medium. As you can see, it's not to be, you can sharpen it, but there's no lead in it. You can use this entire pencil. Then I've also got my trusty medium pencil, which I use a lot. Not too hard, not too light, makes a nice bold stroke. And this one is the hard pencil, which I also don't use as much. I almost think of hard pencils and charcoal almost to be like graphite. So when I say graphite, you're talking number 2 pencils. That's exactly what's in the lead, those shiny graphite residue that you see on your paper. Then I've got Willow. These are really, really, really light, thin, easy to break charcoal sticks that you can get your blending in with. So to give you an example, I mean, these things are very, very fine. It's one good reason they put them in the little plastic bags, because they would quickly just go bye-bye. And it kind of gives you a mark like this. Looks a lot like the medium pencil, but difference here, you can put it down strong, but it doesn't stay. And then there's also some other little charcoal crayons in here, in soft, medium, hard, which is what I prefer a little bit better than the pencils if I'm going to be using it to sketch with. So let's talk about that apple a little bit. Using yours as a little critique, what I initially saw was apple, stem, leaf. Simple, simple, simple. That would be the basic gesture of the item. But the thing we have to realize when we're looking at an apple is this figure is very, very round. And there's a lot going on here in the roundness of this figure. You've got, without even worrying about it too much, is, yeah, you do have a crisp edge, but the gradient on this, or the way it goes from light to dark, either in tone value with color or with shadow, is really what makes the apple kind of curve on you. The light hits it here. That also gives you kind of a round look. It goes all the way. You kind of can see the 3D effect of it versus what I've drawn here. So I'm going to do this apple in a gesture, just a quick gesture. And I'm going to, the biggest mistake people make in drawing is you have to draw what you see, not what you know. This will be where your exercise come in. Try some gestures. But the biggest thing to remember is draw what you see, not what you know. We all know a book should look like. If it were laying on a table or something. Okay, there goes my book. And it's got pages in it. And it could say whatever on the side, book. We know that's what it looks like. However, depending on how we're looking at it, that may not be what we're seeing. We could be seeing more of a rounded spine to the edge, or a straight spine. We could be looking at, well, light can't be hitting this from every direction, so we're looking at the book and say, we naturally might want to shade it like this. Well, that won't work unless the source of light is coming from directly above. We may see what looks to be 5 or 6 little pages here. But in actuality, maybe you can't even see the pages at all. Maybe all you're seeing are shadow. So we really pay attention to what we're looking at as opposed to what we think we know. You start to see something completely different. So that's what I'm going to do with this apple here. I'm going to pay attention to what I actually see as opposed to what I think I know. So, back up a little bit. Looking at this apple, I see a weird oval shape right here. And that's what I'm going to translate onto the paper. That oval. It's not round apple, it's an oval apple. And I'm keeping my strokes a little light. That way I can go back over them if need be. That's one of the neat things about gesture. You're not trying to put in a solid, hard line. You're putting in just the idea of it. So you can kind of tweak it